Okay, we are live here today. Happy Moonday Vibes. Um, Apologies if you're trying to connect to like um, another live. I had scheduled one, and then like I don't know. Technology is just being weird. Okay, that's all I can say. So let's give people a moment. I know I'm on here a little early, just some schedule changes and stuff today. But excited to be here, and I've got comments and things being spoken here on the computer. But we're gonna, yeah, if you'd like a card, runes pulled, some intuitive guidance, whatever that looks like, you can let me know in the comments. Just put your request, put your question there. And yeah, so wherever you are right now, I'm just inviting you to take a few deep breaths, just connecting to where you are in this present moment, your body, your breath. Anything that might be showing up that's creating some conflict or dissonance inside of you, just allowing that to just kind of be put to the side for right now. You can return to, sorting life out later. Or maybe at least coming to a new realization that Spirit's going to help you with whatever it is you're going through. We're just going to connect to the heart space here. So just noticing the space of your heart. Maybe even picking up on the heartbeat. Whatever sensations are present there. Just noticing the connectivity of our heart spaces. Kind of seeing like these webs of energy connecting each individual. Just imagining the light from your heart moving through those lines, those webs, and connecting anywhere and everywhere it feels drawn to. Just realizing there's no separation between you and others or the world. So whatever you might be going through right now, that separation is really just an illusion. Okay. So as I said, if you'd like a card or a rune pulled, you can let me know in the comments. Hopefully I will be seeing comments. I feel like it looks like it's lagging, so apologies if it is. It just could be the technology, obviously. It's beyond my control. But yeah, what's going on in my life right now? Let's maybe just tune into some of that stuff, and because what we go through individually is connection to each other as well. So I find it so fascinating by sharing story, sharing experience. There's messages in it for each of us. So remember that. If you're going as you're going through your day, like it's okay to share your story with people, especially if you're feeling a like intuitive nudge or something kind of pulling you to like say something or share it. Okay, it's like spirit speaking through you. But yeah, about that whole concept of self-expression, this is something that's been like definitely showing up in the past week, and a bit recognizing for myself that speaking what I believe, speaking what I feel um, called to share, or my authentic like self-expression, that is something that I've struggled with a lot of my life. And maybe struggle is not the right word, but it's definitely been like a lesson, a learning for me throughout my life. I think I might have shared in the past, with like my first experience with receiving Reiki, which is a form of like an alternative form of healing, where a practitioner channels energy, which is kind of, I guess, what I do, but during the sessions. But this session of Reiki, for the first time I received it, was basically just like blew open my throat and made me really realize that there's still so much that I don't speak. And so since that time, there's been a lot of learnings around that. A lot of learnings and that recognition now that like, hey, like my voice is important and I can speak and spirit wants to speak through me, like, you know, and just like spirit wants to speak through you, there is a use of you as like a vessel. So where is it that you're not allowing that voice to come through, okay? Or what I learned yesterday as we were hosting an event is there's a lot of fears of persecution, a lot of fears of speaking, because, you know, even speaking and saying things to people can be a lot of, there's a responsibility to it, okay? And that can be scary. So just acknowledging whatever those fears are. And we'll just start pulling cards. I don't see any comments, so hopefully there's, maybe I need to change this to like a live chat thing. Oh god, okay, that's why. I still don't see anything, so we're good. I just see that there's people there. It's always fun being watched and not knowing who's there. But yeah, the self-expression, the speaking, how more can we say, what more wants to be done? So we'll just tune into some collective energy here. If you'd like a card though or something, you can put it your question or your request in the comments. And either way, just you being here, being part of this energy, this movement of whatever is being shared here, there's a reason, okay? So here is the first card. We have the mirror, okay? It says, who or what is triggering you right now? The whole concept of the mirror is that everything we see around us in our world, like I'm saying about sharing lived experience, because we are that. We are those people. And this is referencing more around the fact of sometimes we might see things or behaviors or hear certain conversations that activate something inside of us, trigger, which, you know, has kind of a maybe more negative connotation, but it can also be something that's like positive. And it's like what is wanting to be seen, and it's because it is you, okay? So if someone or something is speaking to you lately, you know, especially around family, this could show up a lot where it's like, oh my gosh, they say like one word, it's like, right? It's like, what aspect of that is you? And checking into like the mirror of your reality, and then being willing to hold compassion for that individual, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have take a break. That's a really pretty card. And it says, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill, okay? So this was interesting. This is showing up this morning just as I was going for a walk. I'm like, realizing, oh my gosh, like I said, right? It's like, okay, so whatever, 11, 12 years ago, I had that Reiki session and it opened up self-expression, or at least my realization of it. And here I am now still, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, can we just be done with the learning? And you know, at least for me, I know this was like this desire to know truth, to continue to go deeper into things. But it was like, okay, sometimes I just want to take a break. And so how can you take a break? How can you create more space for yourself? And, you know, take a break so that you can then come back to it. Okay? Coming back to it, because again, it's a life's work, not a season. It's not like you go through something and then it's done. And we all have different life paths, different experiences that we're meant to explore. 11, I like that. And that's okay. So, I don't see, oh my god, there we go. I apologize if perhaps me setting up this thing on my phone made it so that there were no comments available. That could very well be the case, but that's fine. If that was the case, then maybe you're just supposed to receive. Step back, and this collective aspect will be exactly what's needed. So let's just tune into these tarot cards for the collective. Let's see what it wants to say. But yeah, always appreciative of people tuning in here, taking part. knowing that as we're here, I'll see now I see comments. Hi, no onions without tears. I like that. Oh, cool. New York City. And Andrew, I think. Oh, okay, I can look here too. Hi, Andrew. Yeah, nice to see you in here. Yeah, so now that I see comments, sorry if this was like a while, you can let me know if you want cards pulled. So first we have the Knight of Disc, which it's interesting. This, to me, brings up the same concept of taking the break. It shows a knight sitting on a horse. I'll show you in a moment. And, you know, it's like he's pulled off the helmet from protecting his face, and he's holding his shield. He's got his, like, weapon down, and his horse is basically, like, about to eat. So there is this sense of pause. Yeah, ooh, lots of orange and yellow we have here. Then we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords, which is definitely an interesting combination here. So Knight of Discs, Ten of Cups, which is satiety. Can't speak that word. Satiety. Oh my God. You know, to satiate. And then we have the Ten of Swords, which is ruin. Okay. So the aspect here of like, I'm just really being drawn to the heart in the center position here, where things have seemed maybe like attacked in life, seemed like they've been really overwhelmed. You know, sometimes we can have a sense of like things just not working out for us. And that's okay. You know, it's interesting that we have a lot of these, the 10 here as well. And in this one image with the Ten of Cups, that connection to spirit through that like tree of life feeding everything. It's like, even though it's happening, you know, and if we look here, it's like the sword is like, or the swords are kind of like broken, okay? I don't know if you can see that very well. But it's almost as though like there's a protection and there's not a protection, you know? So like wherever you might be, where you feel like, you know, within this concept of needing to take a break, needing to experience your life in a certain way and feeling overwhelmed by those triggers or the mirrors that are showing up for you, just know that like, even though those mirrors or those triggers are there, like you're not being attacked necessarily, especially, you know, I mean, sometimes that could be the case, obviously, in abusive situations, but just see it as like nothing can really touch you. Like there is a protection here. And if we look at this like shield, there's like this light radiating out. Even though the helmet's off, the weapon's down, the shield of protection. I can't remember what the shield is in the Bible. Anyways, whatever that is, you know what I'm talking about? Like the breastplate of honor and the shield of righteousness? Something like that. Oh, hi, T&M. Hello. Oh, yes, we can get you a card. I'm just going to pull one more for the collective energy here. So we have self-esteem, which would make sense with the orange here that showed up in these other cards. Self-esteem, self-worth. It says, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. It's just sending you that mandala here. You can breathe it into your solar plexus. You can breathe it into your womb. Building up your self-esteem. Whatever words have been used or thoughts have been sent to you as like daggers and harm that you thought were ruining you. You know, just recognizing the protection of spirit through how you are and how you're meant to be with your magic in the world. Okay? So, yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, TNM. I see that you wrote something here. I think you were the first. Apologies if there's someone else, but so it is. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? Let's start with this tarot. Good old folk deck. I love this deck. Just like the artwork, everything, the words that are used for it is just so beautiful. But yeah, if you're new here, I see no onions without tears. I think actually you've been here once before. some reason, but I could be wrong. But yeah, to those who are new here, or if you are not yet subscribed, obviously subscribing is one of the best ways to like keep up with what's happening on the channel, our weekly videos, these lives that happen on Monday, and other stuff. So I definitely encourage folks to do that. Oh, okay, comments. Yeah, that resonates with me. Currently on extended break for my family. Oh yeah, that takes a lot of courage. No onions without tears. No onions without tears. That's an interesting name. It takes courage to step away, you know, and create separation, or, you know, again, it is separation. But to create like a pause between folks, especially family. My bad, I missed the beginning. Wasn't sure if you had asked already. Okay, I feel like I already read that. But yes, TNM, we're pulling cards for you now. We have the Ace of Wands. Again, we got this fiery, orangey, red energy. Ooh, cards everywhere here. Ooh. Okay, we have a few different cards here. I'll just keep those. Oh my gosh, I somehow folded the whole deck in half. That was weird. So here we go. Bear with me. Ace of Wands. We have Seven of Cups. De Bach. That's interesting. And then we had the Death card in reverse underneath the Sun. So whatever change is going on for you, like this leaving this stuff behind, like other things are kind of shedding so that you can really step into this light energy here. And I see these two cards almost as like opposites of each other, okay? But and I think Seven with the spiritual aspect of whatever's been going on, seeing that it's like a new beginning, okay? New beginning, maybe like if there has been a lot of debauchery, like being in overindulgence, being in, whether it's even addiction, TNM, like, that's okay, like that's the past. Anything else that needs to be let go, this Death card can definitely be supportive of that, okay? 13, like the death, you know, we think sometimes that's like a bad, scary thing, but it really doesn't have to be, if we can just let it go. I'm just going to share this card again, the Sun, because it's a very beautiful image of all the like union of aspects of yourself. You know, we see it with the zodiacal signs around, and that's kind of like the wholeness, I guess we could say. And then the balance of the left and the right, the masculine, feminine aspects there. So whatever healing has been happening for you, and just tuning into the space of your like your belly. You know, if you're having stomach stuff that's been like showing up, anything like that, you could imagine the Sun filling your belly, going into that light, TNM. And just filling your stomach, I guess. Filling your stomach with that sunlight for healing. You know, what things are you not allowing yourself to stomach or to swallow in a way and to digest? And it could be stuff related to that past. So I think it's like if it's emotions, especially relating us to the cup, emotions towards the feminine. I had issues. Wait, yes, I had spending issues. Backed myself into a lot of debt, and I'm really trying to get out of it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. Oh my God! Look what came out. That's so interesting. What the heck? I don't even, oh, coins. I'm not even sure. Like, I guess maybe it's like the Ace of Coins in this deck. Oh, been my masculine energy. Okay. Well, whatever's going on, whatever is shifting for you to balance the yellow to breathe in, you could use green, especially for the money aspect, obviously. But like this to me, you just saying that. You gotta like spending it, like it's all working out, okay? I just want to say that. It's all working out. That's all I need to say about that. I don't think I need to say anything else. Okay, we're gonna pull one of these cards here, I think. TNM, and then yeah. Hmm. Yeah, ooh, debt. Swallowing or stomaching these stories of our financial challenges. That's never really fun. Have you gotten this card before? Perseverance. 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 Sometimes I know English. The motivation to keep going despite the odds. So just sending that image here. The eye within the eye within the eye. Recognizing the totality of you. And I'm going to just kind of tie this now into everyone's experience, whoever may be watching or receiving this transmission. It's like we have all these aspects of ourselves, and I'm thinking of the three. I'm thinking of like the three aspects on the tree of life, from like spirit down into the physical realm, and that which is in between, and also that is in our body. In different traditions, there'd be like the three chalices or three cups, like we have at the crown, the heart, and the womb space or the pelvis area. These three aspects being like the one. Oh my God, we can go into this forever. Like the Trinity, right? Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Father, Mother, Child, whatever the case may be. There is something about that connecting to like the Trinity within ourselves. And so I'm just going to invite you, wherever you are right now, to just tune into these aspects of you. We're going to kind of go through a guided process if you feel called to join in. To just really tap on the three. And so with your feet on the floor, if it's safe for you to have eyes closed and you feel comfortable doing that, you can do that. And just returning to that breath. Returning to the relaxation of the breath. And you can imagine yourself rooting down into the earth. Maybe roots coming out of the soles of your feet as you connect down into her. Anchoring yourself. And we're going to start to draw light up from the earth. Maybe from the core, maybe it's fire, energy from crystal, wherever it is that you feel called to draw energy up into the soles of your feet, from those roots into your body. We're going to draw it up the legs and into the pelvic area. So that womb bowl, the pelvis bowl, between the hips, the low belly. Just imagining a cup there, a golden cup that begins to fill with this light energy from the earth. So just drawing it up and letting it bubble up into that chalice. And it fills and it fills. As it fills, it's activating that part of your body, your energetic field. This place of your intuition, of your creativity, your worth. And just turning that on. Just inviting you to see and receive where it is that you are worthy, and maybe where you're struggling to see your worth right now. And as it activates, it starts to transmute anything that no longer is contributing to your life, any beliefs, any views about life, any relationships, physical or not. As that bowl is now overflowing with that energy and just pouring out, pouring it even back into the earth, wherever it's going, it starts to also lift up and start to make its way through a column, filling your torso and entering into the chalice at your heart space. So drawing that energy and that light up into your heart, and it begins to do the same thing here. It starts to fill the cup of your heart. I'm seeing emeralds on the cup here. Whatever you need to do to adorn your cup, your bowl, whatever image it might be. It's all okay. Just trusting the process. It draws into your heart. Breathing is that energy moving from the pelvic bowl, that chalice in the pelvis up into the heart space begins to start to overflow. And you feel that just overwhelming sense of love for yourself, from spirit, anything that's maybe been hindering you from having that like love for self or being able to connect. Just allowing that light to just transmute that. Sometimes when our heart's opening, it can be uncomfortable, it can be scary. So just recognizing the fears of that and just saying, okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm learning to surrender, I'm learning to surrender. And there might be different sensations or thoughts that continue as we start to make our way up, as that heart chalice now is overflowing, spreading out into the aura, spreading out into the body, and even going into the earth again where it's all been sourced from. It's feeding her again. We're going to start to imagine another column of energy as it now moves up into the crown, up into your head, that chalice, the upper chalice there. So just allowing the light energy to begin to move up into that next golden chalice at the top of your head. And it begins to fill that part of you, clearing any thoughts, anything that's trying to distract you from your truth, from your wisdom, from spirit. Just allowing it to fill that cup at your head. It's bubbling up. I'm seeing white and amethyst type crystals here on this chalice. A golden chalice filled with these gems, these precious gems. And as that cup continues to fill, it begins to pour up and over the chalice and filling your entire body with light. Also going down into the earth. And for a moment we're going to imagine also light streaming down from the sun. So imagining a bright sun high above you, beginning to shower down. So you're connected and fed not only from the earth, but also from above. And that sunlight, it adds to all the energy that's already within you. Starts to mix with it. You start to see there is no separation from the sun and yourself. Any illness, any dis-ease, any ailments that might be in your body, your mind, and your heart, everything is just being blessed with this light. And you can bring to mind any place that you feel you need to send that light and just let it go there. Spending a few moments sharing that light and that love with it. So these three cups activated inside of you, the upper, the middle, and the lower, the energy that is spirit, the energy that is guiding you on your path, the light from above and below, you being cradled as the child between the father and the mother. Can you allow yourself to receive that love even outside of this practice? Can you allow yourself to know that you deserve and are worthy of that unconditional light and love? And it wants to bless you always. Because when you are blessed, then you get to be a blessing to others. So feeling these waves, surrendering as you receive. And you can stay in this place if you'd like. I see there's some new folks here. Hello, Kaylee. Hello. Hi, Dora King. Hello. If anyone else would like cards pulled, you can let me know in the comments. And yeah, just remembering the power that you are. I don't really feel like I have anything else to say right now, so just feeling that energy. I'll wait another moment or two if anyone else would like a card. Okay, Dorothy, yeah, for sure. Dorothy. Yeah, it's interesting because oh, nice, TNM. That's beautiful. You went outside. Oh, you know how many times I forget about, yeah, about the importance of going outside. Let's put it that way. Okay, Dora King. Yeah. I don't know what I was, oh, well, I do know what I was going to say, but I don't want to speak anymore. Let's just get a card. You said a card for this week. Okay. Sure, no onions without tears. I'll pull a card for you after Dora King. And I see, Dora King, you said that you'd like a card, so maybe you only want one. Then we'll pull from here and just see what is that message for Dora King for this week. You know, there's something about the simplicity of the one. Look at that, it just came out. Temperance. When I offered up there to like just return to the card pulls, I felt like I was in this other space after the like practice we did together, and then it was like returning back through like the veil in a way to like return to, oh yeah, okay, you're doing like this job, this task is probably the better word. And it can require like two aspects of the self. You know, we're spirit, we are matter, we have left, we have right, masculine, feminine. Like, and I'm saying left, right, I'm thinking of the hemispheres of the brain. And I'm seeing that kind of with this card, these wings, the left and the right. You know, you like if you see an angel flying with just one wing, like that's not really going to work too well, right? So I guess what I'm saying is, how do we bring that temperance? How do we bring that balance, or the place of both? And so, Dora King, for yourself this week, like, how can you bring in that balance? if you try to carry too much on one side and not on the other, then that can have an impact on the physical body, but also in the mental and emotional aspects. I think the spiritual too, if we're too much in the spiritual realm, is after that practice, it was like, oh my gosh, this is like I said, the wave. It was just like, oh, I could be here. It's so nice. But that can kind of be like an addiction, and so we also need to balance it with the physical, with work, with taking actionable steps, with, I've really enjoyed this from some teachers that I have, is that they practice this downloads. They are like shamans or healers of some form, or like just spiritual teachers and guides, and yet they like live on the land and they work on the land and they take action and they use the body. That's something I'm finding is like really important. So how can that show up for you more this week, Dora King? Temperance. We got more orange, so the sacral. Which is interesting too, like the womb space is legit like the halfway point of our body for the most part, So that balance there. Okay. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Nice to see you here. No onions without tears. Okay. Can I have a card after the? Okay, so I guess again, just one card. See, I'm trying to do. Let's see. Less is more. Less is more. I'm feeling this deck for you. What's this deck called? Work Your Light Oracle cards. No onions out in NYC. We're talking about that. I'd like to go there. I don't know, but I was in LA and stuff just recently, and it was very intense for me. I found Phoenix to also be very intense. San Francisco was like better. Seattle was better. Portland was better. So I've always been curious about New York, and someone had said like it's pretty intense there too, but like not from like a safety perspective. Oh, look at that. I just wanted to come out for you. So, no onions, without tears. We have the beautiful Star Mother, Mother Mary, which is Mary Magdalene in my eyes, too. How can you mother yourself, it says. So if there are wounds with the mother, I'm just going to invite you here, no onions without tears. To just, if you want to even hold yourself right now, like wrapping your arms around, or just place a hand on the heart space, a hand on your womb, whichever feels right for you. Just recognizing the mother energy. I don't really feel like there's anything I need to say about this, honestly. I feel like it's just emitting, like, whatever that mother energy is that's needed for you right now. And if emotions want to move, sadness, tears, joyful tears, anger, anything showing up, just trusting. You can like go into the arms of this star mother here, like let her hold you. Cry into her bosom. Bosom. Tell her what it is that's on your heart and your mind, knowing that she's there non-judgmentally to listen to you, to just give you unconditional love that you deserve. She has teachings for you. To awakening those teachings. Teachings of the rose. Those mysteries. So yeah, the Star Mother. You know, I think about that story, like Jesus, you know, not a whole lot is said about Mary. Like if you know much about the story from the Bible or not, I'm sorry, there's like landscaping happening outside my window right now. Um, but if you know much about the story of Jesus, of Mary, when Mary found out she was pregnant, or like that she was going to carry um, the child of God, an angel, I think Angel Gabriel showed up. Interesting. Angel Gabriel showed up to her, which Angel Gabriel, I'm pretty sure it's Gabriel. It's related to the emotions, the cups, the chalices, which we activated earlier. And it was just like, yeah, like this is the plan. And Mary's like, yeah, okay, even though, you know, whether you believe the story really happened or not, but she just like surrendered. It was like I'm here to like do this thing, birth this child, to go beyond what society would think, because she had not yet, I think she and Joseph were gonna get married or something, like, you know, there was like kind of this thing of like, you weren't really married yet and then you got pregnant. So there would, back then especially, like I'm sure that would have been very interesting. We have a bit more freedoms now. But like just recognizing that this was what she was guided to, and she took that role as like mother, no expectation to be anything big necessarily, but she was there, stood by Jesus, taught him throughout his life, you know, disciplined him. Like I thought, like the first time he went and kind of I think he was born and then they traveled to maybe do some like census stuff or whatever again, and he like kind of like wandered off as youth to the temple, and then they had already left the city, and the mom's like, where is Jesus? Like parents were like, we've lost our kid. And then and I could just imagine a mother's love of like, you know, like where, you know, we go like, where did you go? Oh my gosh, like you could have, something horrible could have happened, and Jesus is just like, well, you knew I'd be in my Father's house, like what's the big deal? Anyway, so just thinking about the stuff that like as a mother, the like that fun stuff that like a mother goes through. Yeah, she just always showed up, and she was there when he was crucified, right? And she was there like when he was buried, and just like the love, the support. And some of us don't really necessarily have that type of love from a mother, but that's why I think that vision of like Mary Magdalene or Mother Mary, again, I kind of get the sense it's like almost two aspects of the same, right? The Virgin Mother, sacred whore, prostitute, whatever. It's just literally one is the feminine. That's why that archetype is there, so we can connect to. So, well, going off there, but no one wins without tears. There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Ooh, what time is it? Okay. Well, anyways, I feel like that's it. If there's no other requests, I hope that as you go through your week, you can just tap in again with those chalices, those cups that we activated, those 3 in the crown, in the heart, and in the womb space or pelvis, and to allow that flood of energy and light just to move through you, to beam out of you, and to allow it to be like that reminder for you of your source connection. And may you all feel just so completely at ease with expressing yourself. That's all I can say. You know, I mentioned before the story that like I really tapped into such a fear of expression the last night, you know, of how wanting to speak my truth, wanting to speak my authentic voice, and not really sure if it was safe or not. Which is funny because I do these videos, I share things all the time, like. So to be able to feel that fear and just be like, oh, there is something here. How can I then like continue to show up in my day to day? So just praying that for each of you, wherever you might be. Yes, you're welcome. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. If you enjoyed these videos, obviously, you know, I'm always open to receiving. I think there's some links in the description if you feel like donating, and it just helps encourage me and to make sure I can do this. So yeah, but yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here with you all, and until the next time, have a lovely day.